everybody, this is Mike with Modern Era Weddings, and today we are talking about the 7 most important things that you need to know about your DJ. DJs come in many styles and different forms, and this is something that you need to make sure that you form fit to your wedding. You don't want to get somebody who's going to not be able to convey the atmosphere and the energy and the soundtrack that you want at your wedding. I wrote a blog post a couple of years ago, and this was to try to help bridge the gap. DJing is not a very transparent career. If you're not a DJ or somebody who hangs around DJs, then you probably don't even know how to book one. So hopefully the course of this video and also working with my blog is going to help you to be on the right track with choosing your DJ. The first thing that's important for you to know about your DJ is their style. Now, we just touched on this briefly. You want to make sure that your DJ is going to have the same general style as you as far as music preference and taste. If you're into top 40 music and classic rock, you might not want a DJ who specializes in jazz and R&B. If you're into jazz and R&B, you're probably not going to want a DJ who specializes in country music. You want to make sure that you find somebody who's going to be able to complement your day and provide the correct soundtrack and the proper soundtrack and fill in the gaps. You don't want to have to give your DJ all of the music. Now, DJing style has changed so much over the last 40 years that it's been interesting to see the different routes that people go and the different styles that everybody has. So make sure when you're looking into it that the DJs have a style that matches what you're looking for. Our second thing on the list of most important things to know about your DJ is mixing ability. Most DJs that you'll find this day and age will mix music together at a varying degree of skill level. What you want to ensure is that you're finding a DJ who's playing the music that you're interested in and that you like, and that they can also mix this music together. Now, here at Modern Era Weddings, all of our DJs are extremely proficient at mixing music and music of different genres together, and this is something that we specialize in. We all come from a nightclub background, which gives us the ability to read a crowd and also some of the other skills that we need as we go through the wedding planning process. The third thing that's important to know about your DJ is their equipment. You want to make sure that your DJ uses professional equipment and also has backup. I've seen a lot of pictures of DJs who look like they have a home audio system at a wedding, and that's just not going to cut it. We use only top-of-the-line equipment here, and a lot of DJ companies do at this time and age, but a lot of people also like to cut corners. Now, how are you going to know what is top-of-the-line equipment and what's not? Well, you really aren't, unless you do research on your own, which you're already planning a wedding, so I'm sure that your time is pretty much taken up, and you can't look up what the top-of-the-line speakers are. But what you should know is that if you're hiring a quality DJ company, they're going to want to provide top-of-the-line equipment because that reflects on themselves and their professionality, and it's also the medium in which you're experiencing their art form. So they're not going to want to take chances on that. The fourth most important thing to know about your DJ is coordination. A lot of times the analogy that's made is a DJ is to a wedding as a quarterback is to a football team. The DJ is the person who's calling all of the shots. They're the person who's making sure that everybody's where they need to be when they need to be there and that events are happening. A story that I like to use is from one of the first weddings that I ever did. I had no experience doing weddings. I only had experience in bars. I didn't know the proper order of the formalities or how a timeline even worked. So I start with my introductions. I know that I have to say these names. The couples start coming in, and then I see a woman running down the side of the building muttering curse words under her breath. Well, come to find out that that was the photographer, and I had not waited for her to properly place herself into the venue before introducing the couple. So after that, she came up to me and she said, "What, is this your first wedding?" To which, of course, I responded, "No, I've done this many times," even though I hadn't. What you want to make sure is that everybody's where they need to be when they need to be there. You want to always make sure that you get to the cake cutting and that the photographer's not in the bathroom. You don't want to get to the father-daughter dance and dad's outside smoking a cigar. Coming up with an effective timeline is going to be one of the ways that you can cut down on there being any trouble or anything at your wedding that takes place that isn't supposed to. It's very important to make sure that the DJ is a good coordinator so that they can work with the venue and vendor to make sure that everything for your wedding day is executed properly. The number 5 thing that's important to know about your DJ is their planning process. At Modern Era Weddings, we use online planning tools. We have couples from all over the country who are planning events, and we want to make sure that they can stay as much in communication with their specific artist as possible. And the easiest way for us to do that is with online planning tools that we can access from anywhere. What we do is we provide them with a set of forms that they can fill out that help us to understand exactly how they want their day to flow. We want to know exactly what the timeline of events is so that we know when all of the formalities are taking place. We have the music request list so that we can know what the perfect soundtrack is for their day. We have a do not playlist because that's one of the most important these days, and that's usually reserved for the chicken dance and the electric slide and other songs like that. And then we have the planning form. And the planning form is really the meat and potatoes for the wedding planning process. That's where we're going to learn about how many guests you're having, what your venue location is, who the other vendors are that we're going to be working with, names of the people in the bridal party, and also your first dance, father-daughter dance, and other formalities that we're doing. If a DJ doesn't use planning tools, there's a large chance that something might fall through the cracks. I can't tell you, when I DJ 50 weddings a year and I sit down with my couples, a lot of things can blur together. Even though each wedding is completely separate, if you don't take detailed notes or if you don't have a specified system, it's going to be very hard and very convoluted for you to know exactly what's coming up. I would always ask your DJ what their planning process is and how they try to make it easy and stress-free for you. The number 6 most important thing to know about your DJ is backup personnel. A lot of DJs work as one-man operations, the lone wolf thing. Being an artist, it's very difficult to find a collaborative or a group that you can work with that's going to help everybody to grow like we have here at Modern Era Weddings. One of the things that happens to us every year is we get calls from one-man operations, one-man DJ companies, where some type of emergency has come up and they don't have anybody who can fill in for the wedding that's taking place imminently within the next couple hours. This is a big problem for a lot of people, and it can end up ruining a couple's day. When you go with a multi-op company, you know that you have the backup personnel there, and not only that, but the network that we outreach to is so expansive that we've never had a problem with fulfilling a gig for any company that's called us with an emergency, and we've never had an emergency here within our ranks as well. So making sure that backup personnel are in place and that there are contingency plans and plan Bs and redundancies is something that's very important for you to know about your DJ. The number 7 most important thing to know about your DJ is, where is your DJ currently working? DJing mostly is a hobby for a lot of people. There aren't many people who do this as a profession because it's increasingly hard, especially this day and age with technology. Being a working DJ is something that does not come easily for most people. When you are out there and you're outreaching and you're doing your research to find your DJ, you want to know where they are currently working, how often and the frequency of their gigs. If somebody's out there working a lot, you know that they're probably high in demand, and you know that they're going to be more brushed up on their skill, they're going to have a better hold over their equipment, and they're just going to be more in step with the fast-paced world of event planning and execution. If somebody's only working 10 weddings a year or doing 5 or 10 gigs a year, then they might not be as up to date on the current music, the current trends, and they also might not be as polished when it comes to the actual planning and coordination of the event. You want to make sure that your person's out there working and that they are somebody who has a good and reliable status within their local DJ market. Those are the 7 most important things that you need to know about your DJ. Hopefully that'll help you in the DJ planning and selection process. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button. If you ever want to outreach to us, you can check us out online at moderneраweddings.com, or if you have any questions about wedding planning, event planning, entertainment, or anything really, give us a call at 412-445-1797. My name is Michael Willis with Modern Era Weddings and the Wedding Factory. Thanks for watching. The 4th thing that's important to know about choosing your DJ: coordination. Working as the DJ at a wedding, a lot of times...
You start turning to this other camera and you start saying coordination.
Darn it.
Way to Jon Stewart that.
I know, I'm sorry. It's the pen. Once you get the pen in your hand, you're just kind of like, that's what... Okay.